subject for today. As you know, we've covered all the other things in matter. This is our last little section before we will start reviewing for the test. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Right on. We are going to have a mini test before Tet holiday. All right? Got that?
Yes.
Your study guide for your exam is already completed. I've turned it in to Miss Hyan. So you guys will have a study guide. Rock and roll, right? That's what we got to like. You guys will get your study guide, hopefully, I pray, before Tet holiday. I will make sure that I'll talk to Miss Hyan and make sure that she has them for you. So pray for me. Okay? Because you know how that goes. Once it goes to the office, it's anybody's guess when we're going to get them back. Right? Like always. All right. So for time and temperature, remember what I always say. The only thing I want to see on your desk is your book and your notebook. And it looks like you guys are already there. Awesome. All right. So let's start this out. So the first thing we have to look at, number one, is temperature. And our favorite question is, what is temperature?
Excuse me, we have already studied that. Now we move to time.
Ah, you guys are already at time? Holy. Well, you know what? Never hurts to review. Yeah. So what is temperature? Always, never hurts to review. What is temperature then, if we've already covered it?
Temperature is the amount of heat that the body releases or absorbs.
Sweet, that's right. It's the amount of heat a body releases or absorbs. So if I have an ice cube and I put it in my hand, which one of us is going to absorb heat and which one of us is going to give off heat?
Your hand.
It is going to
absorb.
Release.
Ah, to release heat. -1. +1. I'm going to release heat. What's going to happen to the ice cube? It's going to melt. So it is what? Absorbing heat. Right on. That's temperature. Super easy?
Yes.
Super easy. What is our base unit for temperature? Marshmallow. Oh man, you can do it. What is our base unit for temperature? Yeah, it's Kelvin. Good man, sit on down. What's our other two units we can use for temperature? Go ahead and give me one.
Celsius.
Excellent, Celsius. What's the other one then? Fahrenheit. Now, remember, I love to eat hot, spicy chicken. Where do I eat hot, spicy chicken at? KFC. Kelvin, Fahrenheit, Celsius, right? Remember, hot, spicy chicken at KFC, right, for temperature. So that's what we have to like. Easy, right? Nice. So we have that. Now we have to look at 0. If we're at 0 degrees Celsius, and we have 100 degrees Celsius here, and we have a negative 100 degrees Celsius here, which side, A or B, is absorbing heat? Which side is the object going to absorb heat? A. Right on. We're going to absorb heat below 0. Absorb heat. What about B? What are we going to do? We're going to release or give off heat, right? Super cool. Right on. That's what I'm talking about. Not hard. You will see these on your quiz next week. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. Pop quiz! Pop quiz next week. It's going to be over all of the matter. So that means we're going to have 10 questions. Oh man. 10 questions 20 minutes. You get to use your notes.
That's good.
Yep, that's good. So remember, take good notes, right? Excellent. All right. What temperature in Celsius is boiling? What is the boiling point? Go ahead.
The boiling point is 100.
100 degrees.
Celsius.
When it starts, why doesn't it go over 100 degrees? When we get to 100 degrees Celsius, remember our graph? It goes over, up, and like this. Remember this part of the graph? When we get to 100 degrees Celsius, what happens? It starts to what? Boil. But what does that mean? It's going blah, 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 blah. What are those bubbles? It's turning from
Liquid to vapor?
yeah, it's turning from a liquid into a vapor. All right? Got that for the review?
Yes.
I think you got it. All right, let's move on to our next thing. You should have all this written down, right? Easily. All right. No, I'll wait a second. Whoa, whoa. Just say whoa, Mr. Tim. You erased the board yet. All right. So while he's finishing writing, let me ask you some more questions for about temperature. When we start on our graph here, remember it was at 19 degrees Celsius. Why was it at 19 degrees Celsius? Em, why was it at 19 degrees Celsius when we started? Right there on your red one. Go ahead. It's the temperature of the heat in the room. Right on. Remember, when we set a glass of water down on a table, right? The temperature of that water in that glass will eventually be the same as the temperature in the room. So when we start out with a glass of water for our experiment, it was already at what we call room temperature, right? Cool. Sit on down. Excellent. You don't have to wait when you're done answering. You can sit down. So, oh, come on. All right, finished. Now we can move on to our last but not least, one of my favorite ones, time. All right, let's get to time. All right, let's split this board in half like we always do, so that Mr. Tim's not in your way. And we're going to start working on time. There we are. So this one is, what is time? In other words, what is our definition? As always, we start out with that first. What is that definition? Out of your book. Who can I get this time? M, what is the definition of time?
Time is used to measure the passing of the event.
Right on, perfect. Awesome. Time is the measure, sit down, measure of passing events. Okay, man, you'd have to pick a long definition. Oh, my arm's hurting. Everything we do is an event. Mr. Tim breathing air. That's an event, right? Is sleeping an event?
Yes.
Yes. And I bet you a lot of you snore too. Yep. That's why I do. Let me get over on the other side. There you go. Everything we do is an event. So it's the passing of events. All right? When you sleep, it's an event. When you get up and you brush your teeth, it's an event. When you sip your milk in the morning, it's an event. Right? When you eat your banh mi oopla, it's an event. Right? So everything's an event. So yeah, it's the measure of passing events. And it never stops. It always goes on and on and on. All right, so what is our unit? What is the unit, like we always do? What is the unit for time? Seconds. And in seconds, is that a base unit or a derived unit? Yeah, it's a base unit. Accent. It's seconds and it is a base unit. Now we have to do something where we're going to talk about the seconds. So let's draw a little box here to talk about this. This is our equation or equality box. That means equal to. So we could say how many seconds, which is a little less, right? For our thing. Seconds. How many seconds are there in 1 minute? 60. Right on. You guys are on it today. Next one. How many minutes are there in 1 hour?
60.
So we go to minutes and we have 60. Ooh, you guys are good so far. All right, we're going to go one more. 1 day.
24 hours.
Wow, you guys are good. 24 hours. All right, let's go one more. All right, let's try to put it together. How many days are there in a year? 365 days in a 1 year. What about a leap year? 366.
Yeah.
And 6 hours. See, I'll go, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So 366 and 6 hours. Kind of weird, the 6 hour thing, I don't understand, but okay. It's like they're saying there's 36 and a half people are the average number of people in a bus. What's a half a person? I don't know. Yeah, maybe a dog. That's a good idea. All right, so that's that. What else do we need to know about time? Definition. We got the base units. We've got what it breaks down to. I'll give you one question. How many minutes are in 1 day? How many minutes are in 1 day? Oh,
Calculate.
calculator, she's already got it. Go ahead. 1,440 minutes. All right, Joy, all right. Minutes equal 1 day. Did you get it right? Mistake! Oh, try it again. 24 times 60. 24 times 60. We have 24 hours in 1 day, right? 24 hours. And we want to know how many minutes. And there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. And we have, no, that's it, 24 hours, right? It equals 1 day. So what's 60 times 24?
1,044.
Yeah, that's right. So she's right. I was going to say she's wrong. What do you mean?
Yeah, I use 6,400 seconds a
Yep. But I didn't ask for seconds. What did I ask for? Minutes. Right.
day. They are actually.
We say that we have 4 weeks in whole month.
Yep.
And, each week we have 7 days.
Mhm.
We take the 7 multiplied by 4 while we got the 28. But in the book says some months we have 30 or 31.
You know why? Because they're going by the average amount of days. Do you know what the average is? It's where you add all the months together, all the days of the months together, and then you divide it by 12, and it gives you an average of 30 days, or actually, well, 28 days is like you said, that. But they go by a generalization. That's what we call it. So they're going by the average number of it. So you're fine. I would do each individual month and then add them all together. Yeah, because then you'll be more accurate. That's a general equation, like an average equation. It's not a specific equation, okay? Because like you said, you have 7 days, and they say there's 4 weeks, right? That's equal to 4 weeks, 7 days, 4 weeks. But some there's more, because that's only equal what? To 28 days. So we call this just a generalization, okay? It's similar to what it would be. So for me, I do every month by itself, because it could be 4.2 weeks for the month. So then you can get that, okay? Super awesome. Good mathematics. That's what I'm talking about. Super cool. All right. What else do we need to know about time? Nothing.
How do we measure time?
How do you measure time?
Yes, like I know that there are many equipment that we can use to measure time, but are there like
Standard. Let me say the standard thing for you, the answer you're looking for. The answer is, how do we measure time? And we use one thing. It's called a universal clock. That's how we measure time. Isn't that weird? We measure time. The whole world bases their time off of something called the universal clock in Geneva. Do you know where Geneva is? It's in Europe. And it's the center line of all the time, of all the different variances of time. Because you know, you go over the international timelines, and you either add some time or you take some time away. Well, where the universal clock is in Geneva, that's the 0 line. You don't go forward or backwards. That's the start point. So we actually base measurement of our time on something called a clock or a watch, right? Do you have a clock on your hand? Yeah. Yeah. And you can get online and set it to the universal clock. And it'll tell you for each place you live has many times. It'll tell you exactly what your time is, should be on your watch, based on this universal clock.
where is the universal clock?
It's in Geneva, which is in Europe. It's in Geneva. It's a city called Geneva. Isn't that cool? It's where the Geneva Convention was signed. Very cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Europe. You can go there. Did you know that? It's an actual place. They have an actual clock there. It's so cool. They have many clocks there. It's really cool. And that's what it is, called the universal clock. And everybody bases their time on this. So we use clocks and watches now. But before we had a watch, what do you think they used?
A sunlight?
Yeah, a dial. A sundial, moon dial. A sundial and a moon dial. Do you think the moon can cast a shadow?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever been out at a really dark night and you're walking and you can see your shadow that's made by the moon? Super cool, isn't it? Do you know we have 2 calendars?
Yes.
What are the calendars? Go ahead and tell me what the calendars are. Lunar calendar, which is based on the moon. And then we have the what? What's the other calendar called? The Gregorian calendar. Isn't that cool? It's called the Gregorian calendar. It was established by people in Europe. Awesome. All right. That's it. Pretty much. Now what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to start to review. Go Mr. Tim. Don't we get day off? No, no day off for you. We start to, ready? Everybody got this?
Yes.
All right. Can I erase it?
Yes.
Right. I see one person going, oh. Which side are you on? Okay, I can erase this. All right, here we go. I would write these in your notes because they're probably going to be a review. We're going to start a review for our quiz and our mini test and our midterm all at the same time. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, we have to figure out our groups for our science club.
Science club.
The presentations will not be until after tech. So you guys will have all this time, which is what, about 2.5 weeks? 2.5 weeks now left over. 2.5 weeks to get ready for it. And then your time during tech. So I expect to see some really nice PowerPoint presentations.
What would you
You're saying that no PowerPoint?
No, you guys can use wait. No, you guys are supposed to do posters, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah, all posters.
like the element.
Yeah, like the element posters. Got it?
Yes.
Right on. No PowerPoint, what a drag. Yeah, but that's okay, because I want you to use your artistic ability, right? To be able to get your idea across. That's why we're doing that.
So, about over 10 holidays?
Yeah, over TET, you can draw and make all your stuff. The week we come back from TET, we have what, another week and a half? A week or a week and a half before your exams start, right? Yeah? So I want to make sure you guys have plenty of time to do them. We get plenty of review time before you guys go to TET. Because I know during TET you're not going to study. You're going to eat candy, play video games.
Not really. Yeah, we got a review for the Vietnamese math.
Yeah, you guys will get ready for your math test. But that shouldn't take you all of TET, right?
Yeah, about one day.
One day, yeah, about 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
How many days do we get off for TET? 10?
11.
Yeah, 11? So yeah, you guys are going to be sleeping, going to the movies, don't lie, visiting your family. Yeah. Right, we're going to study. Mr. Tim won't study either. I might write some lesson plans though. But other than that. All right, so let's start our review. Oh, here we go. Let's start this review. Question 1 for you. If we go all the way back to the beginning and we look at what are we going to be looking at? What are we going to say? What is?
What is matter?
What is matter? Perfect. So we can ask the question, what is matter? And so what is matter? Them in the back. What is matter? Go ahead and give us that definition. What is matter? It's an easy one.
Is everything that takes up space and has mass.
That's right. It's everything that takes up mass. Takes up space and has mass. Mr. Tim, I take up a lot of space, don't I?
Yeah.
I have a lot of mass, 92 kilograms of mass.
Yeah.
I definitely am matter.
Yes.
Is electricity matter?
No.
No. Why?
Because we're not electricity.
Not because I'm not electricity. Because electricity doesn't have what?
Matter.
It doesn't have mass. And it doesn't have volume. Right? I can't take a bunch of electricity, put it in a balloon and say, oh, look, it got bigger. If I put electricity in a balloon, it's going to go poof. And say, fire! All right? It'll be on fire. No, I don't want to do that. Right? So we want to say, so what is matter? Matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. Now remember, watch my spelling. You know how Mr. Tim is with his spelling. Make sure you catch me if I do something wrong. I'm expecting you to correct me. All right, like always. We're doing pretty good.
Yes.
All right, so what is the next one? Number 2. We have 2 kinds. So we can say, what are the 2 types of properties for matter? What are the 2 types of properties? Remember, there's 2 kinds of properties we look at. Does anybody remember the first kind of properties we look at when we talk about matter? General. Excellent answer. General. And the other one? All right. Now the general properties of matter are going to tell me what? If it's matter or
Wait.
not. Yes or no, right? Come go. If it's matter, right? Come. No. Go. Yes.
What?
It's big, it's big. Come. No. Right? Oh, you guys are so crazy. All right. Come. Cool. So terrible. So you're right. So yes or no if it's matter, right? What are the 2 criteria we use for general properties? There's only 2. So what are the 2 general properties? Yes. One is mass. And what is the other? Yes. Yes. And volume. Mr. Tim has a lot of volume. Right on. Mass and volume. Very cool. What if we look at the other one? Let's get the other one going here while we're at it. Everybody's done with this?
Yep.
Right on. Clocks and calendars. Sweet. So now we're going to go into the review. We have number 2, and we're going to talk about the specific properties. Of matter. Now there's how many of these?
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So what are some of the specific properties of matter? Give me one. Shape. Excellent.
Color.
We've got shape.
Color.
Color. And I'm going to write it the British way, right? Couleur. Size. Last 2. Hardness. Right on. Hardness and texture. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. What do they mean by hardness? What do we use to tell how hard something is? Yeah, the Mohs scale of hardness. Remember that from first semester from rocks. Awesome. What about texture? If something is what? Smooth or, like Mr. Tim's beard, rough. Right? Smooth or rough. When I don't shave, it becomes really rough. It'll take the skin right off your fingers. It's so crazy. Right? And that's it. Those are the 2 types of properties for matter. General properties and specific properties. You guys had it on your quiz, remember?
Yes.
How many of you got them all right? How many of you got them all correct? Nobody else. But you got them all correct. I know you did. There was 4 or 5 of you. A lot of you made the mistake of saying mass, volume, many other things. I'm thinking at that going, what?
The last review.
The last pop quiz.
Oh.
That's what it was about the elements, not the.
No, we had pop quiz about matter, didn't we? Yeah.
No.
I have it.
No. Just about elements. Tell us about elements.
Wait. Mr. Tim has the pop quiz. Let's see what was on the pop quiz. What is this, E1?
Yes, it was.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, there it is, E1. Oh, it was about elements. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, question number 3. What are the specific properties of matter? Yeah, I'm right. And it also had the next one on it. What did it say? What is matter? Remember when we first started, what is matter? Oh yeah, it was 50-50, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Whew. You guys had me confused there for a second. I was in the wrong class. So we have specific matter and we have general matter. Now we're going to start looking at a little bit more specific stuff, right? What is length? So what is the definition of length? What is length? Give it to me, man. What is length? What is it? Right on. The distance between 2 points. Like between me and you, very short length, right? But the distance from me to you way in the back of the class, it's a what? It's very long length between us two. So good, sit on down. So we can say it is the distance between, between 2 points. Right? Very simple. So I have a question for you. What kind of unit does it have? What kind of unit does length have? Go ahead, Marshmallow, give it to us. Meters. Right on. Excellent. It's meters, right? Is that a base unit or a derived unit?
Base.
It's a base unit. Excellent. You guys are going to rock this next quiz, I'm telling you. Can I erase this sign?
Yes.
Who's my watchers? How much time do I have?
8 minutes.
All right, we can keep going. All right, we can get a couple more good questions in. We're going to continue this review next time, in next class. We're also going to set up what? The projects. We got to get the groups and the subjects. So let's continue on. Don't you wish? Maybe. What is mass? What is mass? What is mass? What's mass?
Mass is that everything that.
No! No, that's matter! Wait. Let her answer. Go ahead. The amount of matter in an object.
Oh.
Right on. Remember my example I used? You step on up here. Right on. Which one of us has more matter? Mr. Tim? Yeah. He's only got a little bit of matter in him. Choop matter. Okay. Sorry, man. Someday you'll have a lot of matter in you. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Right on. So what is mass? It is the amount of matter in an object. Same amount of matter in an object. Pretty easy. I think that's it. We don't have to add any more. What is our base? Ah, man, I almost gave it away. What is, for mass, what is our unit we use? Kilograms. Right on. Kilograms. Is it a base unit or a derived unit?
Base.
Right on. You guys are getting it. Base unit. Cool. Base unit. Got to make sure no one's going to sleep on me. Going to sleep. Do I see some eyes? What about you, Marshmallow? You going to sleep? All right. I don't want to be boring. I don't want anybody banging their heads on the desk, right? No sleeping. Right on. So what's next? What's after this? What is what? What is density? Wait, what is volume first? You guys are so crazy. What is volume first? What is volume? So what is volume? Volume is what?
Volume is a solid.
Wow, you guys are killing it. Volume is what?
Just like the object takes up.
Yeah, it's the space, the amount of space. It is the amount of space an object takes up. Yeah, perfect. Do I have more volume than my volunteer? Come here, volunteer. Which one of us has more volume? Yeah, I take up a lot more volume because I have a lot more mass. All right, go ahead, have a seat. Take up more space. Whew. Can I erase this other side?
Yes.
Okay, as long as you guys say yes, it's gone. All right. Here we go. Almost there. All right. Oh, got one more other cool thing to tell you. When we go to review next time, we're going to play Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
What is Jeopardy? We played Jeopardy last time we reviewed for the last exam. Yeah, you got to pick the square, get the points, and the team who wins gets down. Yeah. It's candy, right? You get a reward.
I thought you said yow, right?
No, not rice. Gale.
Gale is blue.
Gale is not glue, it's candy.
Okay. Gale is candy and Gale is
Gale? Yes, one is rice and one is candy. I will bring you a bag of rice if you want a bag of rice, okay? No problem. It'll be a little bag. All right, we can do that. So yeah, that's what we're going to play. So I keep popping these little things on you. So it's just to kind of bring you back to life a little bit. So now we got to keep going. Volume. We have what? Regular. Geometric. Solids. What is this regular shaped geometric solid? Cube. Not cube. Yes, it's a cube. Hold me, get back on my side. I'm always in your way. It's a cube.
Cube.
Right on. C-U-B-E. Cube. What about this one? I know you guys know this one. Come on now. A cone, like an ice cream cone. Hang on, I gotta make the little things. Okay. It's a cone. Remember ice cream cone, right? It's a cone. What's this one? When we have the yeah, it's a sphere. Sweet. It's a sphere. That's 3. The next one, are you ready?
Time.
And
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. Pyramid. 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 A cylinder. Our famous Coca-Cola.
Cube.
Coca. It's called a cylinder. Right? Coca-Cola. It's your pop can. It's called a cylinder. One more. Or is that our 5? No, that's our 5, isn't it? Yep. Cube, cone, sphere, pyramid, cylinder. How, big question, how do we measure the volume of a regular geometric shaped solid?
Regular.
Yeah, we use math. Easy. We use math to solve for their volume. Right on. We use it just like that. Pretty cool? Yes. We use math to solve for their volume. Super cool? So why should you study math? So you can do what? So you can solve for the volume. Darn right. Awesome, Marshmallow.
It's like we use math to solve for their cylinder volume.
Yeah, the cylindrical volume. Right on. How would you do it? Height.
Height and then
IR.
circle.
Yeah, we would use it. The radius, pi, and its length or height, whatever you want to call it. Right on. What's the one we forgot to do? What is surface area? Last one. What is surface area? Can I erase this sign?
Yes.
All right. So what is, not mass, but what is surface area? What is surface area? So we can say, what is surface area?
Surface area, the area that man take away something.
Yeah. It's the area in which something takes up on the surface. So I can take this book, I can put it on the surface of this board and say, how much surface area does this board or does this book take up? How would I measure it? Width, right on. Height times width equals surface area. So, what are my units for surface area?
Meter squared.
Meter squared. Is that a derived unit or a base unit? Why? It has 2 or more base units. And it's time. You guys rock. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead and stand up. Let's get this thing finished so you guys can get ready for your next class. Last little hint. Remember this reminder. Pop quiz coming up tomorrow. I'm not tomorrow. Pop quiz coming up. Next class, we're going to get you in your groups for your science club, and we're going to get your topics. Make them cool. All right? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, get on out of here. Have a great afternoon.